This is not a just grind harder video. This is a how to continue when life starts crushing your fucking belief in yourself video. Because that's what's going to happen, bro. You can grind and you can go ham and you can burn yourself out. But at the end of the day, it's really what really happens is you lose belief in yourself because of what life throws at you and what you go through. And then you start to believe that your dream is not for you. And that's why I'm here to remind you that it is, bro. You're not done. You're not done. Stick around. If you're an entrepreneur, coach, content creator, you have a dream, you have a business you want to build, stay in the game, bro. I'm here to help you, right? I'm here to let you know that this shit is still for you. No matter how many times you fail, no matter what you've been through, you're here to win. All right. Now, the reason why I titled this video, "When It Gets Hard, Don't Quit," is because that's when a lot of people fucking quit. Right? The second they hit a couple walls, the second things don't go as planned, we tend to say, you know what, it ain't for us. And I get it. It's hard showing up again and again when you don't see shit for results, when things are not going how you planned it, when you had all these visions in your mind and it didn't work, right? And even when you follow through, sometimes things are not going to work out, bro, because we are not that smart. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Kevin Trudeau. He's an OG in the personal development game, but he would always say that, like, we're not that smart. Like, let the universe, let God figure it out for us. And sometimes that's what we got to do, because the ideal will come. The way of doing this will come, but we can't always think our way there, right? Tony Robbins says, when you're in your head, you're dead, right? Like, but it comes a time, there comes a point, bro, where in every entrepreneur's journey, where the dream starts feeling heavier than inspiring because you're burnt out, you're exhausted, you've been trying to do this for so long or X amount of time, and it just doesn't pop off. Maybe you invested quite a bit into yourself. You've gone through a couple programs, a couple courses, and you're like, what's the point, right? Here's the thing. It always takes longer than you think it will. And it always takes more of your energy and more of you than you think it will. And that's just how it goes. Like, everybody has a different process and you cannot rush your process. Even sometimes you get pressure from the people around you, people that love you. Hey, why hasn't it worked out yet? Why haven't you hit yet? And that's the thing. They're trying to put their time on you. And that's not how it goes, man. You know, it's like, this is your dream. This is your business. It's always on your time. And you got to remember that. Right? You get to a point, I know a lot of the clients that I've worked with, they get to a point where they don't get up excited anymore, right? The pressure starts affecting them mentally and they start to question themselves more and they stop feeling certain and they crave more things that are comfortable because of that, right? Their vision that once lit a freaking fire within them now feels difficult to carry, right? And the dangerous part, bro, is that nobody sees this stage. Nobody sees this stage. Like, people only celebrate, right, entrepreneurs after they win. And that's the sad truth. I think Andy Frisella is a huge advocate on this. Like, they're not going to clap for you, bro. And Alex Hormozy too. They're not going to clap for you until after you win, right? Very few are going to cheer in the process. And that's why you got to have your own back. That's why a lot of entrepreneurs feel like lone wolves. Because not even their parents, not even a lot of people around them support them or believe in their dream. And that's the thing. It's not for them to believe in. It's for you. And you can't let nobody take that shit from you. You have to accept that. They're not going to clap for you until after you win. Right. And a lot of people aren't even going to fucking help you. That too. Like, that's why the main person you can rely on to make this dream happen is you, bro. Every single time. It is you. Right now, a lot of people don't talk about the emotional war that happens before the breakthrough, right? It's like your old self versus your new self, who you actually want to become. Here it's like there's this inner conflict, right? And they're both pulling you left and right. And what's going to win, right? What part of you is going to win? I love what Eric Thomas says. He says, you have to get to the point where the new you outgrows the old you. If you can make it to that point, if you can have enough stamina, bro, you're going to create new habits, new beliefs about yourself. You're going to mature as you get older, as you go through new experiences, as you do the inner work, as you heal yourself, like as you go into those traumatic, painful experiences that you went through, the new you is going to take over, right? The true you that is created from belief. And sometimes you have to let go of your old foundation, right? To build that new one. And that's why it's a good thing that the old you's beliefs got crushed, right? Like there's something new trying to come in every time and you're being rebuilt and there's a pivotal moment in every entrepreneur's life where they have to decide, bro, do I have it in me or not? Right? Everybody, they have a super hard conversation, a come to Jesus conversation, you can even call it, with themselves, where they decide in their heart if they have it in them to do this or not. Some do, some don't. Right? Not everybody says yes to themselves, and not everybody's willing to take the pain and everything that comes with living their dream. And it's a painful truth to accept, because I see a lot of people around me that have so much potential, but they're going to die with that in them. It's never going to be expressed. If you're watching this speaking to you, bro, what are you going to do? Right? Every entrepreneur comes to this conversation within a point in their life where they say yes or no to themselves. If you're watching this, mom, bro, you better say yeah to you. You better give yourself permission. And here's the thing, dude. When they start to doubt themselves, when shit doesn't go right the way that they think it should, that's the exact moment most people quit. This is the breaking point, because man, it's fucking hard. You know how many times I've come home and I'm just like, early on, right? Like how many times I would come home and just break down because I've been giving it my all and nothing fucking happened. Or like very little, right? And I've quit, bro. I have quit. I have said, you know what? I am done. I'm working a 9 to 5. I don't care anymore, dude. Like this is just too much. But few have this fire in them that will never die. No matter how many times the flame goes out, like it'll come back. It'll come back. And that's when you know it's for you too. Like I'm telling you, man. I remember one time I came back from doing Uber Eats, and I was in a tough spot financially. And if you do Uber Eats, you know, those jobs are trash, bro. I came home and I was just so frustrated and tired and exhausted with life. And I was ready to quit. I was so ready to quit. And something told me to go on TikTok. I went on TikTok, and this TikTok from Eric Thomas, again, the #1 motivational speaker in the world, came up. And he was telling the story about how he used to live in abandoned buildings, how he ate out of trash cans. He was homeless, bro. And I at least had a place to live, right? And I just started breaking down. Like you could feel the fucking pain in his words. You could feel his story. And that day, his story saved mine. Because I was ready. I'm like, well, dude, it's not going to happen. It's been X amount of time. But those moments, man, that's what it's about, because my story is helping you. Your story is helping other people. That's what it's about. And I didn't give up that day. I tried again the next day, right? Understand, man. There's some brutal nights that come with being an entrepreneur, and you don't know how long it's going to take. And that's why I love that quote by David Goggins. When the distance is unknown and the ending is unknown, that's when you find out who the fuck you are, right? Every time. When your back's against the wall, who are you? What are you going to do, right? You're going to bow to life, let it do whatever it wants with you like a ship with no rudder? Or are you going to stand up, man, and say, fuck that. I'm taking control of my life. And I don't care what I have to go through. I'm going to get to the destination that I want to be at, because I deserve this. And this is for you, bro. Right? If you're watching, this is for you. You're not done. You're not done. And the irony is that you're probably strong as fuck, bro. Most people don't quit because they're weak. People quit because there's disappointment. The disappointment changes the way that they see themselves, and all these limiting beliefs and all these thoughts about themselves come up. For me, it was that I was a failure, that I was a loser, that I never amount to nothing. And a lot of those thoughts came from my childhood, because I got bad grades, because people around me made me feel dumb, for making mistakes. Irony, right? And I'm like the only entrepreneur for my family too. It's crazy, bro. But the thing is, a lot of people don't realize this either. Repeated disappointment creates identity fatigue every time, bro. Like just because you keep failing. If you haven't listened to the 16 Laws of Success by Napoleon Hill, check it out. There's this chapter called Failure. And I just made a recent podcast about it. He talks about the dumb language of failure, and how there was like these 7 pivotal moments in his life where he failed miserably. Bob Proctor would say, I can tell you stories that would mess up your whole week of all the times that I mess shit up. But that always makes me laugh. But that's the thing, like repeated disappointment creates identity fatigue. Like you think you're that failure, you think you're that loser, and no, it's just the process. But you don't know how long it's going to take for you to really get that big win. And like, I don't know if you've seen, you might have seen, this a viral TikTok by Gary Vaynerchuk too. He says he's talking to this one Asian lady, and she's like, yeah, I'm going to message you when the day that I become somebody. When I win, I'm going to message you. I'm going to be somebody. And puts his hand on her shoulder, and he's like, no, you already are somebody. And that's the difference. Like, bro, you're somebody now. You're valuable now. Like, lead off that. You don't got to make 30, 40, 50K to be somebody. You already are somebody now. And you got to move off that energy, right? Because you failed doesn't mean that's your identity. Fail fast, if anything, so you can course correct fast, right? Like I'm telling you, because I've lived this, man. I thought because so many things, so many other businesses didn't work out that I was a failure. And it's not even true. Just learning. I was just learning. They were all mistakes, dude. Like, but it took me to the right things every time. As painful as much as they hurt, they took me to the right things every single time. Now, I've had many failed launches. It's a lot of people that have been following me on Instagram for some time. Like there's been low views. I've lost momentum. I've had many financial situations where I've had financial pressure. I've tried over and over and over again, and repeated failure, so to speak. I didn't see the results fast enough. We all get so impatient sometimes too, right? And I realized later on, bro, the real danger wasn't failing. It was, listen to this. It was slowly losing belief in myself, right? It's a slow death, a death by 1,000 cuts. And because the truth is, you can survive the hard work, but what destroys people is hopelessness. When they feel they just can't do anything about their situation, they just give up, and they sign themselves off, right? They convince themselves that it's done. They don't got it in them. It ain't for them. Seth Rogen talks about this a lot too. He's like, if you give up, you're for sure not going to make it, he says. But if you still try, you at least have a chance, man. But he was saying most people sign themselves off before they even get a real chance at living their dream. Because truth is, you can survive hard work, right? You can survive hard work. And the entrepreneurs don't just battle. That's the other thing, bro. Like entrepreneurs don't just battle strategy. They battle disencouragement, right? From themselves, from other people. Like the longer success takes, the harder it becomes to emotionally hold the vision. And that's just the reality of it, man. The longer success takes, the harder it becomes to emotionally hold the vision. Because like Eric Thomas says, you get to a point where living your dream, it's about stamina, bro. How long can you stay in the game? How long can you keep trying and showing up and going when nothing seems to be working, right? Where the evidence in the physical realm is a complete opposite of what you thought it would be. That's the true test. That's the true test, man. How long can you stay in the game? And that's the other goal, bro. Stay in the game. When shit ain't working, stay in the game. When you have no clients, stay in the game. When you're broke and you're tired and exhausted, stay in the game. When it gets heavy, stay in the game, bro. Don't quit, right? Like, understand when you feel like you let yourself down so many times, or there's been so much disappointment in your journey, right? But it's all, bro, it's still all spiritual growth in that sense too, right? And it's all taking you somewhere. It's all taking you somewhere. And the thing is, disappointment changes how people show up, right? Because again, they start to get discouraged. They start to question if it's for them, and they give up, right? But it's only the meaning that you're giving every situation, right? You can give it a good meaning. You can give it a bad meaning. You can create a good belief. You can create a bad belief, right? Like Jocko, he always says when something bad happens, good. And he brings up a solution. Oh, you broke your leg? Good. You got time to rest, right? Oh, your car ain't working? Awesome. Go for a walk, bro. Like, it just like, you can flip anything. Napoleon Hill says, behind every adversity, there is an equal to or greater opportunity. Find the fucking opportunity in everything you go through, right? I don't know if you can see this, but that's why I have this. You create your own opportunities. You do. Like, nobody else. You create your own opportunities, and don't wait for anyone to come and give you something, bro. Don't wait for anyone to come and do that. 'Cause everybody, no matter, I'm not going to say everybody, a lot of people, they're just looking after themselves, right? That's why you got to be the one to take you to where you want to go. But going back to this, after enough setbacks, people hesitate more and they stop taking bold action. They stop trusting themselves. They become emotionally cautious. They stop dreaming fully. They stop believing they can actually win, right? Because disappointment, it shrinks people before failure ever does, man. You already lost before you even really gave yourself a chance. And that's the thing. That's the thing. I need you to be all in no matter what happens, no matter what challenges or circumstances come across you, bro. Be all in no matter what, right? Because if you're not, all it's going to take is a couple hits to knock you out the game. And like I said, it's don't put a time limit on when you're supposed to make it, right? And a lot of times it's always every time it's the internal stuff that stops people, right? For me, I believe that was a fuck up. That was guiding my life in the background, bro. What would I do? I would do things and put myself in situations that would prove that to be right. But once I changed that, once I started to install new belief systems, right? I started to see the greatness within me. What do you know? I started to act off that instead of the old paradigm, the old belief. If you got stuff that you got to heal, if you know your identity, who you are right now is fucking you up, is not helping you, bro, get the course Courage Unleashed. I got you. It's a 5-step process. It's going to help you actually go into the stuff that you need to do, that you need to go into, that's stopping you from actually going after your dream fully, right? If there's inner work to be done, get the course, bro. This is going to help you actually break through and stop repeating the same cycles, because it wasn't until I really went into my own stuff that I started to change. So that's the thing. It's always an internal battle. The external doesn't really matter. Like, you're going to tell yourself you can't first before you quit, But I hope this helped, guys. Thank you for joining me today. Again, I'm Rogelio Diaz, mentor and coach. If you want to work with me one-on-one, go ahead and view the description below. If you want to learn more about the course Courage Unleashed, stick around. I'm adding a quick video to this one, but the message is simple. Don't quit. Keep going. You don't have to let anything stop you, bro. I just wanted to make this quick video for you to give you more details and share more on Courage Unleashed. If you've been curious, if you're wondering what it's about, right? I have the actual course pulled up here, and I just wanted to walk you through every step and kind of inform you and share with you what to expect, right? What are you really going to get out of this? Is it really going to help you? Is it a waste of time for you? By the end of this couple minute video, you're really going to get to see if it's for you or not, right? So first here in the module 1, I go through the course overview with you, and I share with you what's coming up, what to expect, what kind of transformation to expect by the end of the course, right? And then I go right into the first module, the first video, lesson 2, so to speak, the raw truth. This is where you have an honest conversation with yourself. This is where you really call yourself out. Let it come to Jesus conversation, right? Where you're brutally honest with you, and you face yourself, and you really see what's been going on, what you've been doing to your life, to your business, how you've been running things. This is where you really have a chance to be fully honest with you. And in my experiences and with all the clients that I've worked with, no change, no transformation could happen until they went into the truth. Raw, unfiltered, no sugar-coated truth. And once they were able to go into that, then they could take the next step, right? And again, this whole process was created from me going through my own process, and this came out, right? And I walked many clients through this process one-on-one, and I saw the result. I saw the inner changes that were happening from doing this kind of inner work. And I had to make it into a course to get it out there to as many people as possible. Right? Then we go into module 2, identifying the central theme. Now for this one, we're going to bring to light what's been hiding in the unconscious. There's a pattern, there's a story, there's something that's been playing out in your life, in your business, that is keeping you where you're at, that is keeping those limiting beliefs on repeat. Right? For me, it was that I was a failure. I had that on repeat in my mind, and you only really know how much you've gone into things and how much you've actually shifted or released stuff by the result in your life, right? So if you don't have what you want right now, if you're not living your dream, so to speak, like there's an an unidentified theme that's playing out. And there's usually two contradicting beliefs that are playing out as well, right? Like, I believed I was a failure and I didn't believe I was a success. So I remember literally writing this, bro. As I was doing this process, bro, I was writing, I believe I'm a failure, right? But I want to be a success. But how can I be a success if I believe I'm a failure? Like it's just, and one of those is going to win at the end of the day. So I help you get the underlying, the theme, so to speak, right? The core central theme of the story of the belief that you're playing out, where, and I went even deeper and I realized I was an F up, right? Like that's how I felt about myself, that I was an F up. And it was because I gave myself this time and space to actually go into me and find out what's going on, bro. Right? It's like you're doing spiritual surgery on yourself. Like, you have to identify the central theme so you can see what you're going up against, so you can see what you're facing, right? And then we're going to go into the origin. We're going to find the origin. Where did this pattern, this belief, even this trauma originate from? Right? Like, this is a deeper journey, bro. Like, you got to know where it originated from. You got, right? You got to know where it came from, where it stemmed from, so you can understand it better. So you can finally start to let it go, to heal it, to change it, right? Like, for me, my origin was when I was a kid, I got really bad grades and I hated report card day. Oh my gosh, I hated it. And I would come home and I didn't even want to show my parents my report card day. This is like in 3rd and 4th grade. I would get D's, F's, C's, and my parents were paying for me to go to a Catholic school. So they were furious, and my mom would throw these fits and just outbursts. And I felt like an idiot. I felt stupid. I felt dumb. I felt like a failure. And it's like and then there's that part that developed at that time too, of like, I just can't get it right. Right. And all these things, bro, they play out as you get older. You're repeating the same negative emotions that you didn't want to feel as a kid. You're repeating the same negative stories and limiting and decapitating stories that you created as a kid. And until you know where it's from, bro, you just like, you're walking with your hand on your face and your eyes. Like, you got to find the origin. You have to know where it came from, right? Because once you do, you're going to actually start to feel the emotions that have been suppressed and repressed your whole life, right? And that's the whole point of finding the origin. But you got to know where it came from so you can actually start releasing the emotions attached to it, right? Now we're going to go into, and I take you to module 4, right? My favorite. Releasing the BS narrative. That story that you're a loser, that story that no matter what you do is never enough. What's the point of trying? You'll never make it. All these stories, these narratives that are playing out in your mind, they're lies. It's BS. There's a meaning and emotion that you've attached to stuff that you have gone through that made you believe X, Y, Z was true. So we're going to challenge that, right? I was asking myself, am I really a failure? If I was a failure, how would I have done X, Y, and Z, throughout these last 10 years of my life where I thought I was nothing, right? 22 years, or I was 22, 10 years ago, I thought I was nothing, bro. I thought I never amount to anything. And I've shown myself through pushing myself and having courage. And this is why the course is called Courage Unleashed, because you're unleashing this, bro, to face yourself, to go into yourself, to challenge this BS narrative of who you think you are. And I love this quote by Bob Proctor. He says, somebody that he listened to said, are you really who you pretend to be? Right? Are you really that loser? Are you really that failure? Are you really that fraud that deep down that you've created this belief about yourself? Right? I've worked with clients that have shared that. Are you really that lower person? Right? That lower image, that lower part of you? Or is there more? Is there another part of you that knows they can be and do anything, that knows they can live the dream, that knows they have a gift, something to offer to the world, right? We're going to challenge you. Once you challenge this belief, when you challenge this narrative, this BS narrative that's playing now, you're going to start to see the flaws. You're going to start to see how untrue this is, bro. I wrote here, it's time to debunk the BS narrative that has whispered falsehoods about who you are. It's not even you, and you're believing a lie. I used to say this a lot, like so many of us were living lies because we think we're this less than, this lower version of us and we're not. Are you ready to challenge this? You can see who you actually freaking are, right? And then the final module where we reveal the truth. This is where you actually see who you are. You get to see you're the exact opposite. You thought you were weak, you're actually strong, right? You thought you were insecure, you're actually secure. You thought you couldn't run a business, you thought you weren't an entrepreneur. You find out you actually have it all in you, bro. You're powerful. Like, you get to see your truth. You get to reveal the truth, but these are steps for a reason. So there's steps to this process for a reason, because to get to this truth and actually accept it, actually know that this is really you. You got to go through all this stuff. Going through these uncomfortable emotions, right? That you've been pushing to the side, putting under the rug for so long. Like, once you're able to reveal the truth, you become who you're meant to be, bro. And you start creating a new reality, a new actions, a new beliefs, a new narrative about what's possible for you, man. Don't dream so small, right? Like, this was going to help you actually fall in love back with your dream and seeing that you were right. You have this gift. You have something to offer. You're going to start putting the content out. You're going to start putting your course out. I want to see your course, bro. I want to see your coaching program. I want to see your stuff, your products out there. You're going to start helping at the level you actually want to help, and having that assurance, that courage, that integrity when you're signing the clients, when you're growing your business. And right, like, this is why this course is here. Get you back out there. Heal what's in the way so you can start going all in on your dream, not leaving it on the shelf, right? Heal what's in the way, bro. You're going to start fully immersing yourself in your mission again. You're going to fall back in love with what you actually, you're going to be doing what you love to do. Because you're going to be back in the game, right? You're going to be back in the game. Like, I don't care how many times you started and stopped. I don't care how many times you had a failed launch. I don't care, bro. This is going to help you get back out there. Start taking those steps again, right? Because it's not the external, bro. It's what's going on within you. Your internal is messing you up. And this is going to help you finally rearrange that, set a new internal foundation so you can start moving forward. Stop holding back. Start taking yourself serious again. Start taking your business and your life serious again, because you can do anything, right? Like, you'll be able to actually create a reality that matches your true potential and help how you want to help, and not be on the sideline and let other people just live their dream and just watch and play victim. Like, hey, I've been there, bro. I've been there. So if you have any questions, reach out on Instagram at Rogelio Diaz Official. But this is the course. There's even a bonus module down here, right? To help you with your next steps. Guys, this is it. This is it, right? Much love. And I'll see you inside the course.